Hey yo, what's up everybody? I hope you're all out there having an absolutely marvelous day. Welcome into the channel, or welcome back to the channel. My name is Michael, and I'm here just doing Michael things. And as you can see before us, we got a fairly decent sized stack of top-loaded cards, which means in this video, we will be doing a continuation of going through my PC of Marvel Wolverine trading cards. But before we dive into this video, I just want to take a moment to thank y'all for taking time out of your day and tuning into the channel. If you enjoy what y'all see, and I really hope that you do, please consider smashing that like button, leaving a comment, subscribing, and sharing the content and channel. Also, make sure to hit that notification bell so y'all won't miss out on any new uploaded content. It only takes a second for you to do, but it means absolutely everything to me. Now, without further ado, let's get after it. And as I previously stated, this will be a continuation of going through my PC of Marvel trading cards. And as I had stated, this is still on the character Wolverine. So let's get into it right now. Alright, we left off on the last video on the 1994 Fleer Ultras. They were the Wolverine Greatest Battles, which this one will also be a start, will be the continuation, holy shit, I can't talk right now, of the 94 Fleer Ultra Wolverine's Greatest Battles. This first card, this will be Wolverine versus Sauron. And as again, like I had stated, this is the 94 Fleer Ultra X-Men. Absolutely phenomenal artwork. Amazing imagery. That battle between Wolverine and Sauron in the Savage Land. Epic storyline. If you haven't read it, I suggest check it out. It's a really good story. And there's your information there on the back. And moving on. This next card, which we saw a version of this in both the Punisher set that I had of Wolverine, plus the Wolverine set from then till now. This image of Wolverine versus the Punisher, where they just happened to be in Africa at the same time, working pretty much on the same issue with poachers. Anyway, great artwork. Absolute great condition of the card as well. I got a little bit of discoloration on the top and bottom corners here on the left hand side. Right side looks fairly decent, but again, great artwork. There you go. There's information there on the back. All right, let's move on to the next card. This next one is Wolverine versus Lord Shingen. This is back when he had taken the hiatus from the X-Men and he went over to Japan. And that's when he had fallen in love with Mariko. And then this is where Lord Shingen, for the clan Yashida, is battling for the right to be able to be with Mariko. I do believe that that's what is going on in this storyline here. Yep, there it is. When he's battling Lord Shingen, Mariko's father, of the head of the clan Yashida. States it right there. There we go. Move on to the next. This one will be the last card of the 94 Fleer Ultra X-Men. Wolverine Greatest Battles. This one is of Wolverine versus Lady Deathstrike. Definitely a different and unique artistic style. It looks like it was all done in watercolors. And if it was, I mean, it's a badass image in itself. But to work with the media of doing watercolors, it's hard if you don't know how to blend. But still, I mean, it's a great job. Absolutely phenomenal artwork. Condition of the card is in impeccable shape as well. All right, there's your information there on the back. All right, let's move on to the next card. This next card comes from the 1994 Marvel Universe. This is one of those freeze frame insert subsets where they take a photo, a realistic photo of real life in our real world, and then they impose or add the image of the character over top of it. Superimpose, I guess, is the word that I'm looking for. But yes, this background image is in real life, and the obvious cartoon image, comic book image of Wolverine was overlaid on top of that image. I love this concept. I love the blend of the two worlds, reality and the comic book world. I thought that was always pretty sweet how they did that. And then the whole insert subset of the freeze frames. I do believe that there are, was it 18 cards? Not 100% on that, but I do believe that there was at least 2 full sheets, which each sheet is a 9-card pocket for the binders. So a total of 18 cards was in this set. But there you go. There is your information there on the back. All right, moving on to the next card. This next card is from the 1994 Flair, and this one is the individual character card. There you go. That marvelous image. Sorry, looking for the word to say and I couldn't get it out. There's great artwork, great imagery. And these are on a little bit thicker stock cards than that they were mostly for the greater aspect of all the trading cards of the time. These ones were a little bit thicker stock than you normally see. But again, great artwork, great image, corners, surfaces, absolutely amazing. Got a little bit of a ding. I'm not sure if that's a ding there or if that is just the color. Or a part of the image in the background. But again, great artwork, great imagery. This is from the Mutant Genesis set, the X-Men Blue team. And there you go. There's your information there on the back. And now moving on to the next card. This one is also from the 1994 Flair, but this one is a battle card of a classic image. A lot of people have seen this image. They did it in the Deadpool and Wolverine movie, just a little tiny bit. But there you go. It is Wolverine versus Hulk. I've always liked this image. I thought it was always sweet. But the way his claws, the side of the claw, in order to get that reflection like that, it's just, it doesn't seem like it's the physics of it. Because if this is the sides of his blades, and his blades line up like this, right beside each other, if you take the sides of the blade, you're only going to see a one in a portion of the blade, not the whole side blade to where you're able to get the reflection of the Hulk on the side of his blades. But nonetheless, still great artwork, absolutely amazing card. Condition is impeccable. There's your information there on the back. I know it would be a lot easier for you guys to read if I'd stop moving around so damn much, huh? I apologize for that. But then, you know, like I have stated in other videos, and I will state it in this one because I know I haven't yet, that if I'm moving too fast or if I'm unable to hold it still long enough for you guys to read it, I'm sorry. I have nerve damage from my PTSD. So I shake a little bit at times, and again, I apologize for that. But if I'm going too fast or you're unable to read it because of my shaking, please feel free to stop the video at any time to read the information on the back of the cards. What the hell? Sorry about that, y'all. That was weird as shit. I know it's spooky season and all, but that noise that you just heard was a book falling off my bookshelf. Weird. That's never happened before. Anyway, let me continue on with the cards. This next card is also from the 1994 Flare. This one is the Deadliest Enemies battle between Wolverine and Sabretooth. Again, classic, iconic battle between these two individual characters have always been great in the storyline. Wolverine and Sabretooth have always been. And up until Old Man Logan, where, Wolverine dies, Sabretooth and Wolverine had that long-standing battle forever. Anyway, there you go. There's your information on the back. Let's continue on to the next card. Again, from the 94 Flare. This one is Cable versus Wolverine. Great artwork. Awesome battle. Love the imagery, the background, the realism of it. I mean, I know it's a CG artwork, and again, these are the middle 90s, 94 set that definitely outweigh the CGI in the 94 and 95s than there were in the 92, 93, and some of the other 94 sets. But these ones are definitely much, much better CGI work. All right, on to the next card. And again, another from the 94 Flare. This one is Omega Red versus Wolverine. Another iconic battle. Another deadly foe of Wolverine's, but nowhere near the extent of savagery and viciousness like Sabretooth. But still, Omega Red was a very, what would be the best term, best word to use? I don't know. Actually, I'm drawing a blank right now, but they were deadly foes as well. And there's information there on the back. All right, let's move on to the next card. This one is also from the 1994 Flare. This is the Death of Mariko, Wolverine's love at the time, Mariko Yashida. This was before, way before they faked Mariko's death. The clan Yashida faked her death, and when she came back, she had somewhat similar process that Wolverine had done to him through the Weapon X program, but it was her own father's doing, turning Mariko into Lady Deathstrike. Anyway, great artwork, great imagery. And there's your information there on the back. And I know it states there in the story a little bit more detail that she died because of being poisoned, but that poison that was on the blade was only a temporary thing. But nonetheless, let's continue on. This next card is also from the 1994 Flare. This is titled Wolverine's Defeat. This is from the Fatal Attraction comic book series where Magneto damn near kills Wolverine when he extracts all the adamantium out of his body during the battle. One hell of a read. Very on the edge of your seat suspense type reading. If that's what you like, then you will definitely love the Fatal Attraction series. If you haven't, I highly recommend reading it. It's a great storyline. There you go, Magneto versus Wolverine. All right, let's move on to the next card. This one is the last of the 1994 Flare. This one was after that incident, well after Wolverine had healed, and then he realized that the claws that he had were not embedded in his arms through the Weapon X project. They were his bone claws, as it states there at the bottom in the gold foil. It's hard to see. There he is, Wolverine, with his bone claws showing. As you can tell, as well after Wolverine or Magneto almost killed him. His mutant healing factor was working in quadruple time to keep him alive. There you go. There's information there on the back. Let's continue on. This next card, it comes from the 1994 Spider-Man. I don't know what set it is. Let me check real quick here. Fleer. Okay, so this is the 1994 Fleer Spider-Man set. It's a team-up of Spider-Man and Wolverine. Spidey's greatest team-ups. Amazing artwork. I love how they have them in the cemetery, and it's obviously a dark, sullen place, and how they make the image fit the feel of the cemetery. Great artwork, great imagery, absolutely amazing. Condition the cards in really, really good shape. And there you go. There's information there on the back. And continuing on to the next card. This next one is the 1995 Marvel Metal. I have two, but they are two different Marvel Metal cards. This first one is the basic, or the base Marvel Metal card. And as you can tell, it's got that textured foiling there throughout the whole entire card, which is what makes it metal. Absolutely love that foiling. Condition of the card, corners, edges, surfaces, front and back, absolutely amazing condition. A phenomenal image as well. And there you go. There's your information there on the back. Pardon me, I had to get a drink. A little tasty Monster Energy drink that I'm drinking right now. No sponsorship, just stating. But anyway, that is that card there. Let's continue on to the second card of the 1995 Metal series. This is Wolverine when he becomes Lord of the Vampires in the alternate M storyline. And yes, you heard me correctly. Wolverine was a vampire. At one point in time, he was the Lord of the Vampires. But anyway, look at that foiling there, that textured foil. Absolutely amazing. Awesome artwork for Wolverine as a vampire, of course. You know, it's pretty badass. All right, and there's your information there on the back. Yep, there it is. Wolverine becomes Lord of the Vampires. All right, let's move on to the next card. I have two cards These are the Wolverine base cards of the 1995 Fleer Ultra X-Men. This is artwork that was done by Dave DeVries. As you can see, like, I got two of them there. So we'll look at the back of this one. And there you go. There's an artist name there at the bottom, Dave DeVries. And then phenomenal artwork, battling the Sentinels. The realism, the shading, the highlights, the lowlights, absolutely amazing artwork. And of course, the imagery is fantastic as well. There you go. There's that one. And now the next one is also from the 1995 Fleer Ultra X-Men, but this one is the X-Men Blue Team of Wolverine. This one was done by Ray Lago. You can see the logo right there, his name. But again, another amazing style, great art, great image. Condition of the card, again, in fantastic shape, other than the dust all over the top loaders, which that, though, in itself does not interfere with the condition of the card or make any consequence of the condition of the card. It's just just looking at it makes it feel, you know, like it's damaged because of all the dang dust on it. But anyway, there's information now on the back of that card. Let's continue on. This one is starting off as the 1995 Fleer Ultra X-Men. It's the start of the greatest battles. And these ones are all, of course, of Wolverine. For the greatest battle cards. But before we jump into that, no, we can wait for this next one. It's part of the set, but there's no numbered card. It's a team card with a no number. But anyway, these next 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 cards are all the battle cards of Wolverine's greatest battles. This first one is Wolverine and Cable. And I love that prismatic rainbow foiling there on the logo, the greatest battle, and the names there. Phenomenal artwork, great imagery. I mean, it's just another one of his iconic battles, one of his greatest battles. And there's your information there on the back. Not much. All right, let's move on to the next card. This next one, I have two of them. This one is Cyber versus Wolverine after Wolverine lost the adamantium, covering his bones and, you know, his whole entire skeleton and his claws. This was one of the battles, not in this image, but this is one of the battles that he has with Cyber when he gets his claws crushed by Cyber. But there you go. There's your information there on the back, as well as the image on the front. And again, condition of both these cards are in really, really good shape. Damn near, I'd say, I won't say perfect, because, you know, nothing is absolutely perfect. There's always a little flaw. But even a gem mint 10, there may be slight flaws, but nothing massive to where it would downgrade it. But again, love that foiling there. That is absolutely amazing. All right, where does this one go? Oh, right there. All right, on to the next. This one here, I have two of them, which touches on just a little bit of what I was saying just a little while ago. One of the greatest battles from the 95 Fleer Ultra X-Men of Magneto versus Wolverine. And again, has that prismatic rainbow foiling there on the letters. Great artwork. Like I said, I have two of them, so we will look at both. Great artwork, great imagery. I know I've said it, but damn, it holds true. The condition of both these cards are in really, really, really good shape. Corners, edges, surfaces on the front and back. Damn near pristine. There you go. There's that one there. On to the next. This one I have one of the 95 Fleer Ultra Greatest Battles, Omega Red versus Wolverine. And again, awesome artwork. Imagery is fantastic as well. That foiling, that rainbow prismatic foiling there on the letters. Amazing. And there's your information there. Right, let's move on to the next. This next one I have 1, 2, 3 of. And again, all 3 of these cards are in phenomenal shape. This is the iconic greatest battle of all greatest battles for this character. And we have Sabretooth versus Wolverine. I got 3 of them. So we will look at front of one, back of the other. So there you go. Again, absolutely amazing art style. Greg and Tim Hildebrandt do a phenomenal job. One of my other subscribers who has a channel of his own, shout out to Rat Seller Cards. If you watched any of his videos, the mat that he has on his table like I have here, we got Batman and Wolverine. 2 of my favorite characters, but this card here, this is one of his favorite. He had it made into the mat that he has showcasing his videos. If you haven't seen it, go check him out. Tell him Michael sent you. There we go. Absolutely amazing cards. And like I stated, all 3 of them are in impeccable condition. At least one of these 3 would have to be. And this, again, is in my own opinion. That anywhere between 9 and a 10 for all 3 of these cards. And I'm not saying it to be biased or anything because they're my cards, but no, in all honesty, I've taken a really, really good look at those cards. And all of those cards are in really good shape. But anyway, here we go. On to the last card of the 95 Fleer Ultra Greatest Battles. This was Sauron versus Wolverine. And again, love that rainbow prismatic foil across the logo and names, titles, whatever. Logo, title, name. And again, great artwork, great imagery. It's a very intense battle that Greg and Tim drew, then painted here in this image. There's information there on the back. And continuing on to the next card, excuse me, this next card is the one that I had previously stated that it's not numbered. I don't know if this is part of the insert subset for the alternate X, but this is from the 95 Fleer Ultra X-Men. This is during the Age of Apocalypse, and as you can see, it just states here, Weapon X. Very odd image. I know, you see, okay, he's got a adamantium stump for a left hand, because he had his hand cut off by Cyclops' optic beam. The image in the face, it looks kind of, I don't know, it looks a little cross-eyed, but, you know, I could be wrong. It could just be the way that the light is hitting it as well, but he looks a little cross-eyed in this image. But nonetheless, there it is, and as you can see there, it just says team card. No numbering anywhere at all on the back of this. Luis Perez is the artist. There it is, states out right there in the beginning, I may have lost my hand fighting Sinister's one-eyed stooge, Cyclops, but I'm still the best at what I do. And if you know his catch, he's the best at what he did. He states, "I am the best at what I do, and what I do isn't very nice." Relatable. It really is. Anyway, let's move on to the next card. Oh, this next card, I have 1, 2, 3, 4 insert subsets. These first 3 are the exact same image, but different foil colors, okay? This one is from the limited edition Hunters and Stalkers insert subset from the 1995 Fleer Ultra. This one has the copper, or is that bronze, in the background there, as you can see on the foiling. Everything in this image is pretty much foiled except the yellow of his suit and the flesh tone of his body, but everything else appears to be foiled. Oh, I stand correct. The red in his belt is behind the logo there is not foiled. Everything else is absolutely, I mean, look at that. That's absolutely amazing. Absolutely amazing. All right, that's the first one. And as I stated, that one is in the bronze or copper. Not 100% on that, but these two here, and I know I didn't show you the back of that one because I was going to show you the back of one of these ones since it's exactly the same. As you can see here, this one's got that gold foiling in the background, and then it's got the bronze or the bronze or the copper in the lettering. Where on that card, it had the bronze or copper in the background with the gold lettering. But anyway, there's the back of that one. And like I said, they're all the same. The Hunters and Stalkers, limited edition, card number 7 out of 9. All right, and there's those. And now this last one from the 95 Fleer Ultra. This one is from the Sinister Observation set, and the artist on this one is Julie Bell, who is one of my favorite artists. The realism of it, I know it looks kind of like faded yellow, greenish, like around his face, the flesh tone of him, but that's just how it came. We got the turquoise foiling there on the name, turquoise foiling down here on the title, and then the copper ore. Oh, that one might be, no, that one's, yeah, that copper or bronze there, but it's embossed, it's highly glossed, as you can see, and then it's got that foiling as well. Absolutely amazing card. Condition pristine as well, and there's information there on the back with Sinister Observation. Not much, but you know, limited edition card, 10 of 10. All right, let's continue on to the next card. All right, this next one is from the 95 Flair Marvel Annual. This one is called Healing Factor. As you can see right there, he's got his bone claws out. Got that gold foiling there as well. Great looking card. Phenomenal artwork. Condition of the card is amazing as well. This image taken from the pages of the Wolverine comic book series. And as you can see there on the cover, guess who that is lifting Wolverine up with his swords? That would be Deadpool. One of the many battles that Wolverine and Deadpool have had over the years, you know. I'm sure you've all seen the movie. That's pretty much like that between the two of them for like ever. Even when they're working together, they still battle, knowing that they really can't. They can hurt each other, but they can't severely damage and or kill each other because of both of them having that heightened mutant healing ability. Anyway, let's continue on to the next card. This one is, the 1995 Flair Marvel Annual. This is another one of those insert subsets. This is called the Hollow Blast. This is the limited edition 1 of 12 of Wolverine versus Cyber. And if you can see Wolverine right there in that 3D foiling, absolutely phenomenal. Let me get my arm out of the way. You can see that a little better. There you go. So I love that artwork, love that imagery, and of course, you know, that three-dimensional hologram. Absolutely amazing condition. The card is in absolutely amazing condition. Front, back, corner, side to side. Absolutely phenomenal. I mean, I know you can see that shift there through the lens, but man, in person, it is so, there's just so much more depth. I can show you there a little bit better. There's so much depth in that 3D imaging there. There's information there on the back. And we will move on to the next card. Oh, this next one, it is the, excuse me, 1995 Marvel X-Men, or I'm sorry, Fleer Ultra 95 Fox Kids Network card of Wolverine, obviously. And we got that gold foiling there, and then you got the gold foiling there across the X-Men. But that is definitely that mid-90s art style. Absolutely phenomenal. Oh, dropped the card. All right, and there's information there on the back. Seems we got a little bit, cards a little bit out of order again. I will fix that here momentarily, but there you go. Moving on to the next. This next card is the 1995 Marvel Metal. So where was my Marvel Metal cards? I know I had a couple of them. Nope. Nope, not there. Alright. Where did they go? There's one of the metal cards. What number is that? That one is 125. So I'll just put that one there with that one after I show it to you. So here he is. This is the Weapon X from the 95 Marvel Metal. Love that foiling there. Absolutely amazing imagery. This is from the Age of Apocalypse, where he goes by Weapon X instead of Wolverine. Great condition of the card. I mean, I got a little bit of a turn corner there. And then as you can see, they got that little bit of a, I don't know if that is actually on the card itself. I'm going to check real quick here. Yep, that is damage to the card. Definitely got a lot of surface damage right there. I don't know how that happened. Anyway, there's that. Information on the back. We'll set that there. That one, put these ones in front. All right, let's move on to the next. These next two cards are from the 1995 Marvel Masterpieces. This first one here was done by Dave DeVries. I'm sorry, Dave DeVries. As you see there, the green with the gold for the Marvel Masterpiece, and then the gold foiling there on the Wolverine name. Definitely, you can tell that this is Dave DeVries' style. Very signature, as in most artists are. They have their own signature style. Great looking card, great artwork. Condition of the card also in phenomenal shape. All right, going on to the next one. This next one is done by Peter Scanlon from the same set, the 1995 Marvel Masterpieces. This one here, we got the gold with purple background and gold on the gold foiling on the name. And then again, another phenomenal artwork. I mean, I know it's not 100% realistic art, but it makes it look realism with all the shading, the highlights, the lowlights. Definitely does not look like a two-dimensional image on a card. Definitely looks 3D. There's your information there on the back. The Knucklehead. That Knucklehead. All right, let's move on to the next card. This next one I have is 1, 2, 3 of the same image. This one comes from the 1996 Fleer X-Men. This one is the base card and gone back to that CG art. Not the greatest of images to do the CG art on. I'm not a big fan of the CG art on a lot of these cards, but this one's okay. This one sits middle of the scale, but the condition of the card is absolutely phenomenal. Corners, edges, surface on the front and back, pristine. And there's information there on the back as well. Now, that was the earlier run for 96. This one is the later run of the year for 96. But these ones are the Fleer Ultra X-Men. Same image, except this one has the foiling, the embossing, and the high gloss image. And as you can see on this one has the gold foil stamped artist signature. And all three of these cards, information on the back are exactly the same. I'll show you real quick right there. Same information as it was on the back of that one there. But like I said, same image, just different presentation style. This one obviously has the artist gold stamp signature, but look, same image, just different presentation, different style. This one's got the foiling, the high gloss, the embossing, where this one just has the flat two-dimensional image on it. So there's those. All right, moving on to the next. We are still on the Fleer Ultra X-Men. These are the Wolverine timeline cards. I have two of these ones. These ones here are of Logan, or as you can see, he's battling Captain America. Or no, he's teaming up with Captain America on that one. And there's your information there on the back. I'm surprised that they didn't put Black Widow in this image like they did with... Because if you see this image and you watched any of my earlier videos, they have another image of this on the Wolverine cards that I had shown in the previous video or videos. Right, well, there's that. On to the next. This next one, I have three of the same, and these ones are of the Fleer Ultra X-Men. This is when they worked for the CIA, they being Logan, Wolverine, and then we have Maverick. Not pictured here is Sabretooth, because Sabretooth was the third member of the trio when they were working for the CIA. And there's information there on the back. Now moving on to the last card on this stack, which means that this will be the last card in this video. I have 1, 2, 3 of these cards. One is the 96 Fleer X-Men, and the other two are the 1996 Fleer Ultra X-Men. So actually I had 3 cards, not 1. I meant 1 because it's the same image. But as you can see there, We have just the 96 Fleer, and it states it right there where my thumb is at. And then on this one, it says Fleer Ultra, which, like I had stated earlier with those other cards, this set of the 96 Fleer was released in early of 1996, where the high glossed, embossed, foiled Fleer Ultra X-Men set was released later on in, I believe, the late summer, early fall of 1996. But see, there you go. Same image, just different format, different presentation. But still, amazing artwork, phenomenal image. Condition of all three cards are in absolutely amazing shape. And then there you go. There's your information there on the back. Well, that's it, everybody. That concludes this video. So as I wrap up another one, I just want to say thanks again for joining me today. I hope you all enjoyed this showcase as much as I enjoyed presenting it to you. Y'all's support means absolutely everything to me, and it makes the world of difference not only to me, but to this channel. I greatly appreciate it and each and every one of y'all for doing so. But before y'all go, please take care of yourselves, take care of your loved ones, and be kind to everyone everywhere you go, because what you put out there returns to you 1,000-fold. So with that being said, I hope the rest of your day continues to be absolutely marvelous, and I'll see you in the next video. Later, y'all. Peace.